Hello friends, hope you're all doing good. I just wanted to jump today and talk a little bit about what's going on in the market right now. So we're going to be taking a look at some charts to get an understanding what will be happening in the near future and where we're standing. So I'm going to start with the market cap BTC dominance. So we seen that after Bitcoin reached 74 on this chart, it started falling, and we've been seeing a lot of other cryptos, a lot of other coins, tokens were exploding and giving a lot of return. And these are the areas that I want to see after we fell below this support. We started looking at it as resistance, and I want to see this continue playing as a resistance, and so Bitcoin will continue going lower and lower in its dominance. And these are just the areas you can put for yourself on this chart to see. That's where we went. We reached the bottom around the 38 in 2018. This is where all the other cryptos were just exploding. And so that's for Bitcoin dominance. I want to take a look as well at the crypto total market cap, which is include everything. It's include Bitcoin and other cryptos. And then I'll take a look at the chart that showing only the cryptos without Bitcoin, and you'll see why it's important to understand what's going on so we can see where we are. So right now we see that our total market cap, that we were able to break out of the highs of January 2018. We came to check it as a resistance, and we see not quite we reached here. Then we find resistance here, and we continue. And now I'm looking, so now we see that money outflowing and people taking profits, and we see correction in other cryptos like 30, 40, 50%. And I believe we still have a little bit of room to go. So don't get stressed out from what you're seeing right now, and I'm gonna show you, while I also think it's not the end of the world, it's just the beginning, because we can still might go to this area, we might go a little bit lower, and after these areas I believe we're gonna start moving to the upwards. And more importantly, so just take a look here that this was our all-time high in 2018. Here we broke it, and how far we went. And it looks like that Bitcoin was pulling all this weight for us to get all the way here, because if we're gonna take a look at the crypto market cap excluded BTC, that Bitcoin not included, we're only here. We just at this area where we broke our all-time highs since 2018, and we just testing it back right now. So I don't know if this is the bottom yet, because we might still maybe reach this area, but I don't think we're gonna be going lower than this. So what it shows us, if we're just gonna do relatively same what the total market cap, and we see that most of the money inflow, because we see that this is the area where we now with our market cap excluded Bitcoin. So we still have a lot of room to go and continue going, because we see that Bitcoin was pulling all the weight. And why I want to see that the dominance of Bitcoin falling down, that means that the money from Bitcoin will continue outflow and jumping into the coins. And if you see the amount of coins that I'm holding at the top 10, you'll see that I'm barely holding any Bitcoin. And the reason, especially now, because I believe that we're gonna see a very, very big returns on our altcoins that we're holding compared to returns we can get in Bitcoin. So the total crypto market cap excluded BTC, we finding some support. We might continue a little bit lower. So if you're gonna see that the other cryptos still losing percentage like we've been seeing for the past week, and a lot of our favorite crypto lost 30%, 40%. So for me, this time looks already attractive to start buying, because again, I'm not sure if this is the bottom or this is the bottom, but if I'm gonna be entering in 3 entries, so got a little bit here, accumulate a little bit here, and a little bit here if we reach this point, and then we'll be ready for another ride to continue going to the upside. And just to take a look what happened before, just to give you an idea where we might be standing right now, let's take a look at the past to get an idea what happened after we went above our all-time highs. So we can see that if we're gonna take this all-time high 2014, and then it was like a bear market for the crypto, and after we broke above this area, we came back for retest. So again, as I showed you 2 areas back there, we can see that this was the all-time high, and we kind of dipped below it, and we reach our next support, which also that's what happened here. So that's why I'm thinking we're not at the bottom yet, because if we're gonna compare, we're probably somewhere here. So we still might dip a little bit before we're gonna start going to the upside. But what's gonna happen when we are going to see the upside? You can just see how far I have to scroll to get to the areas where we actually going. So pretty long scrolling and it's pretty crazy to think that this is what might be happening with our market cap excluded Bitcoin. So this is how much room we're gonna have with our cryptos to fly. So here we've seen since that point there was about, wow, 20,000% return. And I'm not saying this is how much return we're gonna see this cycle. It's yet to be determined, but I just want to show that there's a lot of potential. If we're gonna receive half of it, if we're gonna receive third of it, there's still a lot of profits in the coins in your favorite cryptos that they're not Bitcoin. Because let's say Bitcoin gonna go to 100,000, for example, how much return you're gonna get from 43,000? You're gonna do 2x. If Bitcoin gonna fall to, let's say, 35,000, you're gonna do 3x. But we see that in the altcoins, in other cryptos, we have a lot of room to still run. So I just wanted to show you that if you're worried that are we at the end of the cycle, is there something bad happening, should I be selling everything and run out? I don't believe so. And again, it's not, doesn't matter what I believe or not. That's what we can see in the charts, and that's what the charts showing us. So for now, let's take a look at Bitcoin, what might be happening. So shortly, let's talk about it and see kind of in the short term, what am I seeing? So it looks like we're forming here a wedge that usually most of the time they break into the upside. So if we're going to be breaking to the upside, we might find some resistance between the 49,000 to 52,000, and this area, that's what I want to see us breaking above and continue up. But if we won't be able to break it, we're probably going to be seeing some more lower prices, and that's what also gonna make the rest of the coins, the rest of the cryptos continue bleeding and bring us the market cap a little bit lower, which is gonna give us even nicer prices. And we can also take a look at this as a descending triangle that we broke below it, and now we confirming that this is resistance and we might continue lower. But overall, I think we might be doing something like this because we already had a pretty intense price action here to the downside. So we might rebound for a little bit before we continue the downtrend. So again, for me, I need to be looking at these areas to make sure we'll be able to break them. If we cannot break and stay above them, we're probably going to be going lower. So I want to see the price action trying to break this area and continue going up. And you can make this trend line as well for yourself. Put it like this, and you see here the middle. So I want to see it breaking the middle of the channel and trying to start going higher, because if not, we might see lower prices. Again, I'm not holding any Bitcoin, but pretty much any Bitcoin, but if you are, so I will be looking at, of course, that's what it's showing here, 30,000. I don't think we're gonna get all the way there. If we are, this is a great buying opportunities, but if you're looking on the way down, if that's what's gonna be happening, maybe you should start looking to enter one entry at 40,000, then take a look at this area, maybe enter a little bit more at 38, 37 and a half, and maybe try to take a look if we can reach this area, get some more and leave some money for the 30,000. So again, if I would be looking at re-entering Bitcoin, I would be making it in 3-4 entries, because to be honest, nobody knows how far it's going to be going down. And again, we see that the bull run, it's just in, you can say, maybe in the beginning, maybe in the middle, but I still believe we still have room to grow and we still have room to go up. So this is going to be a short-term kind of painful area. It might take couple weeks, couple months, and again, in this cycle we see that we're flying up pretty fast compared to the previous cycle. We exploded very fast and started going up without any major retracements. So we might get a little bit more severe retracement here before we continue to the upside. Let's take a quick look at Ethereum. So for Ethereum, we're also building something like a wedge. So I will be looking if we can break up above it, or it's actually a descending triangle, and which we are confirming right now that we broke below it, and now we're testing it as resistance, and we might continue going down. So this is a possibility. And also we want to be looking at this line, because this look more like this descending triangle. So we might come back to this area of 1420, 1450 to test it as a resistance and continue going down. If we are continue our downtrend, and if we get into $1,000, which we have a pretty strong support here, as we can see that it was a resistance, we broke it, we came support and continue on. If we get to these areas, it's going to be a great prices to buy. And again, we see how much already we lost since the top, 35%. So if we're going to be getting to these kind of areas, 48% discounts, for me it's definitely going to be some reaccumulation areas if we're going to get there. But again, just start taking step by step, because I'm not sure if we're going to get to these areas, but I still believe from showing you the market cap excluding Bitcoin, that after this short-term downtrend will end, we're gonna see a lot of upside in the future. So these are my thoughts. I just want to share with you, so I'm not panicking, and I believe we're just kind of in the middle of all this bull run, so I'm not jumping out. Let's take a look quickly at our favorite Cardano that been giving us just huge returns. It's crazy. So we found our resistance, it's $1.48. We come in here for some support. If we're gonna break it, we might see $1.12. And I would say if we ever coming back to this area of $1 or 88 cents, I don't see it going anywhere lower. And if we get $1, we're probably gonna be very lucky. We see our retracement from here, 17%. So if we're gonna get to $1, we're gonna see 30%, and here 40%, and I don't think we're gonna see it below it, especially with all the amazing things happening right now. So definitely gonna be some more reaccumulation area. And again, if you want to be building yourself a nice average, you can enter 1, 2, 3, maybe keep some money for 4 if we see some crazy downtrends, but fairly tell you, I doubted that we're going to be seeing it lower than 88 cents. Again, I can't predict the future, but And if we're gonna see this area and you already accumulated in these areas and you have a nice average around the dollar, if it's gonna come lower to about 72 cents, 70 cents, we're gonna probably see a very quick jump, and you're not gonna have enough time to feel bad that your average is here, because then we're gonna be continue to uptrend. So these are my thoughts for right now. And again, don't be stressed out. I believe this is just the middle, just the beginning, so we still have a lot of room to go. And again, it's not my thoughts, it's not my feelings, it's what the